But I think it's also important to also pause and ask a few questions. I mean, we praise them for being transparent. I mean, to even get this level of detail, we should be grateful. Occasionally telling us how the investigations are going. That's transparency enough. But I think they can go a bit further when it comes to the mathematics of collecting debt. And I think that one, I don't know, maybe we need to have the Bank of Ghana at the table, the receivers at the time also at the table, and maybe an independent representative from the CSO. And I'll be happy to have a representation from Imani do that. And even the media as well. For the simple reason. I mean, we don't know. This 60% has negotiated. Is it the fact that are these monies that have been paid way back, or is this new money? We don't know. You understand? We don't know the basis for getting to the 60-40 percentage deal. I don't know whether it's a consultancy, organizations like that. Now we get into consultancies and we discuss payment rates with consultants. These things happen, but this is not one. This is money owed the state, and it is important that we reclaim as much as we can. I would have thought the basic rule would have been, if anybody accepted, in the case of Unibank, then I accept that, look, we are at fault. But that's basically what they said. We are at fault, and we are willing to pay. Having said that, I think the basic rule essentially should have been that they should actually be surcharged for the money they owed us all this while. And I use a simple rule. Maybe 25% be slapped on the 100% that we should have gotten anyway, not 60%. Having said that, it is also important to recognize that a day before the revocation of the Unibank's license, I think July 30th, 2018, they themselves wrote, the shareholder, the owner, of the bank, wrote to the government of the day that, in fact, we are set. In fact, we think that the money we owe is actually 4.9 billion Ghana cedis. They even suggested that if they had to force sell their assets, everything that they own, then they could come back to, let's say, 3.92 billion Ghana cedis. Question is, and maybe Joe can help here, what exactly has happened that now we are being told that the figures will rise to some 2.17 billion? Basically, that's what we are being told. And so it's important we serve civility to the numbers. I think that's where my colleague Brad is coming from. If you look at all the figures, that the government of the day's review at the time was that the total exposure Unibank's issues basically was about 5.7 billion Ghana cedis. Even that, in our estimation, is too low. But having said that, they accepted a letter. A letter is already published that, we know we pay 4.9 billion, so we can work with that. You sell everything we own, then you get that money back into the bank. Well, the government had another idea. Maybe it's one of the things we also need to interrogate. The way that whole process was managed, there's an ethical aspect of it, which I think was problematic. Which is why I find Danny's point, even though a bit sensible, quite annoying, because they spent all this time just looking for people to jail and then wasting time on collecting our money. You understand? So I think it is important that Dr. Uni, my good friends, they've done well by telling us what that is happening. But please, I want to know. We want to know what's the basis of this 60%.